Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Green Dragons Gaming. Without us, they wouldn't feel like winners. Without them, we could look so good. So I know it's been a while. I actually did. I'm going to be backtracking here, and so I greatly do apologize. I have some pandemic picnic things to put up, which was an outdoor tournament we held back in September. The game I'm about ready to put up is because I just played a game with this gentleman today. So before I put that game up, I want to put this one up first. Was Mountain Mayhem, held by Gene Phelps out in DC area, Warrington, Virginia. And this was going to be game 5 of Mountain Mayhem, which is a lot of fun. Even with the pandemic, we were very well spaced out, more than 6 feet apart, well ventilated. I think we started off with 24, we finished 20. It was a great time. So this is going to be Warriors of the Dark Gods versus the Kingdom. This is game 5. As I said, I'm working my way backwards. Reason why this game first is I want to do the newer game first, and it's just not fair not to post this one beforehand. So again, Mountain Mayhem. If you ever have a chance, it's always in October, or at least it has been so far. Gene Phelps, who is wargaming from the balcony, he puts on a great tournament and is fantastic. So here we are. Sorry for not having the army lists. I'll try to post in the info when I can find everything. So we have Warriors of the Dark Gods, and I'm just going to go through briefly my list for this tournament. On the left-hand side of that field of that impassable building, there's actually my Knights of the Realm with my BSB because I can see his banner. Then on this side, you have my Grail Knights with my level 4 Druid Master, and my level 2 Adept Shamanism is in with Knights of the Realm. There's Duke Rockwolf, who is still doing Might and what's that? A Supernatural Dexterity, and he's a Grail Knight. Then I've got my Union Yeoman. Another Union Yeoman is going to be on the other side of that hill. 15 crossbows, 2 scorpions, and on the far right is my unit of aspirants. And there is a green knight which will make an appearance. So his list is a very interesting, very unique list, which he and I were talking about. Is actually fantastic. So he's got a unit of 10 warriors on the far left. The unit that looks like dragon ogres are actually wretched ones. And then the larger models, solo models, those are forsaken ones. He's got a chosen chariot behind that. Then he's got 2 units of warriors. He's got a really nasty character on a chariot as well, followed by another chosen chariot. The big statue looks like a goth vampire, which I actually really like that figure. I forget where Phil got it from. I think he got it from Joe, who got it from somewhere else. But that is going to be a wizard master on a behemoth, and then he's got another Forsaken, another unit of Russian one. So basically, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 units of what is that called? Random movements, and he's got the ability from his behemoth, from the behemoth, to allow them to re-roll their distance. So he dropped and got first turn. He moved all the way up. So he really is forcing my hand with what he does here, or with what I do here. And because I can't just shoot the gaps and deal with him that way, because no matter what, he's going to be able to charge me, I feel like I'm not in the best spots right now. So, this is after all of his movement of turn 1. Again, he's literally going, come get some. That's all I can say is just come get some. And I'm going to have to oblige him. So this is the bottom of 1. Here's after my movement on turn 1. I charge. I charge the Grail Knights and the Duke into one of the Forsaken ones. I blow it up. The Duke overruns into the Behemoth. the aspirants because I have to tie, at least in my mind, I was like, I have to tie up that unit of Wretched Ones. And so they charge the flank. I got another unit of Wretched Ones coming up the middle. That is 3 times 6. That's 18 wounds I need to deal with 5 up regen saves. And then he's got another Wretched One there in the middle, which I'm trying to do my best to chaff to the best of my ability. And that's it. As I said, I do some wounds, I blow through him, he ends up sticking. My Duke overruns into his behemoth, and I'm managing to put him on the back end, but one thing I did that was a mistake. One is I should have just charged the Grail Knight straight up and not worried about stuff. But since I charged the Forsaken One and the Duke and the Grail Knights, I should have not overran with both because I was getting greedy. I figured overrun with both, make sure I kill that Behemoth, which is his only mage. I should have just simply reformed and had the Grail Knights face the middle. Had I done that, this absolutely would have actually been a different game. Not saying it was a bad game, it actually was a great game. But and here's the way this looks. Again, the only reason my BSB's in the back is trying to turn around and get models to actually fit because things were overlapping and stuff. I was trying to use my chaff to chaff up his one Forsaken One there in the middle. And during his turn, and there's the Green Knight next to the building. He charges the Green Knight with a chariot. He charges one unit of chaff with his general. Charges another unit of chaff with his warriors. So I'm getting countercharge at this point in time. And that's how it's going to look after his turn. As you can see, I did do quite a bit of damage to that unit of Forsaken, but there's just, or Wretched Ones, but there's just the wounds, they're unbreakable. Now I'm pinched it because I can see them coming over to my flank. So this is the way that looks now. And that's the Duke. Believe it or not, I actually only did like 4 or 5 wounds to that Behemoth. I forget the reason why I didn't smoke it. Basically, I just rolled poorly. Because I was only on 3s, and still, it's got 7 wounds, and it was steadfast because it counts as a monster. That's the reason why I didn't smoke it. Otherwise, I was just working my way. My Night Aspirants are doing their job versus those Wretched Ones. He did cast a spell. I forget which spell, and unfortunately I can't blow it up to see what it was. But they're doing well. He ends up not breaking me in this combat, but he is able to reform. So afterwards, this is how the board looks. Again, the Knights of the Realm are still holding strong. My chaff is gone. The Green Knight has 2 wounds to him and is able to be doing his job. The Grail Knights are staring down at his general, and he's like, I don't want to charge in because you challenge me. Then you charge into that Duke. That Duke will just murder me, and which is basically true. So he ends up doing some repositioning. And eventually what's going to end up happening, and you're going to see this, is he is, as you can see with my Knights of the Realm, I'm just in a bad spot there. He's closing in the 2 flanks. He's got the chariot, and I can't do anything about it. So here's this. I actually end up sticking from combat. There are not that many knights left, but the BSB and the damsel, he actually ends up killing the entire unit. So I'm just left with the 2 characters at the end, and this is actually my last pick. So he ends up, and we just stayed locked in combat most of this game. So he ends up removing my BSB. He ends up removing my damsel. And there's just nothing I can do about that. Meanwhile, on the other flank, I've taken out his sorcerer, his Forsaken Ones, his wretched one. So overall, I'm happy. And at the end of the game, this is literally what it is. He has claimed objective, and I'm sorry for not saying this earlier. It was hold the center. He just got it. I looked at his list with, and his warriors are warriors of lust. So they run away. So he's got the unbreakable units that won't run away, but at a random movement. So I have to deal with those, because if not, I'm going to get pinned. And then he's just got the warriors that if I go ahead and try to get around those unbreakable, they run away, they rally using a minimized test, and then they can march. It really, really is a great build by Phil. And what I have left is so far I've lost my Knights of the Realm, I've lost my BSB, I've lost one damsel, but I still have my Grail Knights, my main damsel, my Duke, my aspirants, and my crossbows. At this point, he ends up throwing up his Forsaken one somewhere up there. I end up removing the Forsaken one. So we actually tie on points, but like I said, he has that objective. There's nothing I can do about that. And the only reason I can say there's nothing I can do about that is I did misplays here. And his list has some great counters to mine, being the random movement. So, point-wise, we were actually just about even. I think it was like maybe a 10-point difference between the two armies, but because he has objective, he won. And that's it. So all I can do is say thank you so much for listening, and until next time, happy gaming.